Thank you for joining us this afternoon for our webinar on the Terrain Navigator Pro mobile app. This is a second in a series on using projects in Terrain Navigator Pro. And with this training, we're going to learn how to use Terrain Navigator Pro as a GPS. We're going to learn how to use it to collect data, how to share that data out on the web portal, and so forth. So we are going to go ahead and share out the Terrain Navigator Pro mobile screen. And just a couple of things there to mention. Terrain Navigator Pro mobile app can be used in offline use. And what you do is you download the maps to the local hard drive. For those of you that do not have Terrain Navigator Pro installed on a mobile device, it's very simple. For iOS, go to iTunes and download the app and put in your credentials. And for Android devices, go to Google Play and do the same thing. Download the app and do the mobile devices. So a couple of things here with mobile projects. We are going to go ahead and open the Terrain Navigator Pro mobile app. And it is here. Now, one of the things that we want to mention is this is what the screen looks like. And we are going to go ahead and two things can happen to trigger a Terrain Navigator Pro mobile project. You can click on tracking, or you can place a marker, and that creates a project. We're going to go ahead and give this mobile project a name. We're going to call it Site Plan. And the team we're going to share it to is my private projects. If you were part of a team, you could share it out to other teams. And when we do that, you'll see that there's a blue dot, which locates your position on the map using the location services on your device. And to create a track, what you do is in the lower bottom, there's a tracking button. You just click on, and you will then start recording a track in Terrain Navigator Pro. Now, a few things here to mention. We're going to simulate using Terrain Navigator Pro like on a job site where, let's say, you have some rocks or other obstacles that you want to remove from the job site, and you want to use the TNP mobile app to do that. So we've located a rock here that we want to take a picture of. So we can go ahead and take a picture. Here's a picture of that rock. And that will be in Terrain Navigator Pro Mobile. That will be a geopin at this location. And that's because we have the location services that are turned on. A few other things that we'd like to mention with respect to Terrain Navigator. We're just going to click OK there. We're going to give this picture a name, and then we can put a description here. Could be we want this rock to be moved, for example, to a stone wall. We can put text in the description, and you'll see there's different things that we can do with that. So we're going to go back to our main screen, and we'll see our track. And what we can do here is see the geopin. It's that green dot that was placed there. Here we're in layer setup. We could change the map if we wanted. We were just looking at a satellite photo. We could look at a USGS topo, for example. The dots there were, I have parcel data for those of you that have the parcel data subscription. And you could show those. So just going through, what you'll see here are the different types of maps that you could access on your Terrain Navigator Pro mobile app. Again, each of those dots are land parcels. So we've turned off that layer. We are in the middle of recording our track. And you'll see that the mobile device is, keeping track of, location and things of that nature. And a couple of other things while we're collecting our data here. You can take videos in the field as well. You can take it in an audio. You can, place a marker. Let's say you come across, there's a description that you want to do here. So here's a roundabout. We want to place a marker at this point because we want to be able to come back to it. And we can put in our description. We would click the save button. So now on our mobile project, we have a picture and we have our marker that's been placed. And so there's a way that, let's say you wanted to edit the marker, you could do that in the mobile app. And here's the, information on that. It gives you the location, it gives you the datum, and the description that you put there. So once you begin to finish you've completed recording your track, you've taken your pictures and you've placed your markers. Terrain Navigator Pro does have a number of handy features, and on the desktop and on the mobile app, and we will go over a few of those. And you'll see there's a notice, Terrain Navigator Pro automatically will synchronize your projects with the web portal, for example. And so that is a good way, you don't have to switch a setting in Terrain Navigator Pro to have the projects sync. That synchronization happens automatically. Okay, just a few more things here on the desktop. We're going to go through some more of the desktop features here. For example, in the upper corner here, underneath the map in Terrain Navigator Pro, there's a little ruler. So if I click on that, that will bring up a ruler. I can, change that. Let's say I want to get I want to measure a distance here. I could simply just click on those points and be able to get a measurement. For example, this distance here is 275 feet. So it's good to know. To turn off that tool, you would just click on that and that will close that for you. A few more things here. You'll notice in the bottom center that the tracking has been turned off. I can go where it says go to, and if I wanted to go to a marker, for example, I could click on that and I can go and I can say go find it, and it will go find it. Let's say You also wanted to go to if there were any, the track that we talked about is here. I could say I want to go to, let's say I want to go to the beginning, or I want to go to the end. I could do that, or I could go to the nearest. So there's a number of ways to navigate to that site, or to that marker, or to the track. I'm going to go ahead and go to the previous screen. One of the things that we can do is we talked about using TNP as a compass or navigation. I can go using the three lines in the upper left-hand corner. I can go to compass, and this will bring up the compass here for me. I can change it from magnetic to true north, and then as I walk, I can get my compass location. So it's good to know that I can do that with Terrain Navigator Pro. I'm going to go back to the three dots there, and talk a little bit. We talked about downloading. One of the ways that that can be done is going to map packs. And so I'm going to click on the upper three white lines. I'm going to go to map packs, and then I can download the map packs before I go out into the field. So that's a handy way to get the maps onto the device. Let me go back here for just a second. And if I go to all projects, this is going to come up with a list of my mobile projects. And so I have two projects, mobile projects. I've got my project site plan, which we created today, and another one that I've done previously. So that will give you that listing. I can go to my active project. And this will bring up a nice summary of my mobile project. It will talk about what the distance, how far the distance was, what the media is, the markers that were placed, as well as the track that was created. If you notice, and this is a nice feature too, at the top it says make map pack from project. So you can certainly create a map pack. When I click on that, there's a number of different things that I can specify here. I can say, okay, I want this map pack and I want it to, be over this particular location. I can give it a name in the lower left-hand corner. I can select the map types here to include in the map pack. Click OK. So that's a shortcut if you're working with a specific set of maps to create a map pack, custom map pack for that particular area. So I'm going to go ahead and click done on that. So once we have that, I am going to click the arrow button here. I'm going to go back. I've got my listing of my project here, and we are good to go with this. Let's say from here I want to go there. I would to the roundabout. What I did is I clicked on the roundabout. You'll see different tools come up. I can find it. I can go to, I can edit, I can delete it. Let's say find, and it will bring me back out to the screen. One other thing that I did want to mention today is layers. So if I click on layers, that's going to give me the layers with my project here. So right now I'm looking at a hybrid map. If I had any overlays, those would come up there. If I had a custom overlay, now let's say, for example, I purchased the site's add-on subscription, and I had imported engineering drawings into the desktop Terrain Navigator Pro. Then those drawings could come into the mobile app. For those that are interested in the site's add-on, please let me know. or contact us on the website at terrainnavigator.com and learn more about our site's add-on. So here's our custom maps. This is what I was referring to, tracks, routes, but our custom maps here would be listed there. And what we're saying here is on our layers, we want those to show up on Terrain Navigator Pro. So here's where you would turn on and off the layers. I'm going to go ahead and click Done. And one of the things now that I have a Terrain Navigator Pro mobile, I can go ahead now and take a look at that mobile project on the web portal. And so I am going to go to the web portal here, and we're going to show this project on the web portal. So bear with me, and we're going to change out the screens here. Okay, and what we're going to do is go ahead and go to the web portal and show this particular project. Log out of here. I'm going to log in with my credentials. So I would go to, if I wanted to see my mobile project on the web, I would go to terrainnavigator.com. I would log in with my credentials. And I would go to projects. And you'll see a list of the two mobile projects that I showed you previously. We're going to go to today's mobile project site plan. And you'll see the project comes up here. Let me go ahead and we can use a hybrid map here as well, or we could change the map type to a let's say it was a Google hybrid. There's all types of different maps that you could select here. So just to be aware of that. Now, here's my project, and I can get good information, very interesting information by logging in. You'll see my geopins. I talked about that when we took the picture of the rock that needed to be moved. So here's our picture. We can go ahead and click on that. It will give us information. It's going to give us the location, the latitude, the longitude, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and click OK to that. I'm going to go ahead and activate the project. It is here, but let's go ahead and click on Activate, and that brings me to a different screen. And again, if I had layers here, I could pick any of these layers to show on the desktop. I can choose the map, and I have different tools that are available and so forth. So I'm going to click the home button, and I'm going to go back to the main screen for the for the web. Couple of things here as far as useful technical information. The distance was 0.08 miles. Here's the speed, the duration. Here's the track and my markers that I've set. Another piece of useful information is going to be the elevation profile and the speed profile. So that could come in very handy. I can change coordinates and datum here, which is good to know. On the left-hand side, let's say we did want to get the elevation profile directly, we can click on that, and it will bring up some nice charts for us in helping us to look at the elevation. I can print the project from here. One of the nice features is our sister company, MyTopo. What they do is provide printed maps that are waterproofed. You can select the map size and so forth. So if you wanted a custom map from your project, you could go ahead and use this tool and follow the steps to order your custom printed maps. And just two more quick things here, and we're almost finished. You can download a GPX file to your computer and bring that into other third-party software or TNP. You can download shape files and so forth. So that pretty much concludes our webinar on Terrain Navigator Pro mobile projects. And remember, again, you begin a Terrain Navigator Pro mobile project by opening the mobile app and pressing track to record a track or place a marker, and then give the project a name. Do we have any questions that would we can answer? So I think that, let's see here. Will the markers I make using the tools on the web sync to the mobile? Yes. So Terrain Navigator Pro, your projects that you create, let's see, on the web. So on the web, it's not possible to, let's see, place points. You do need to do that on the mobile side. So you would create your markers and do those things on the mobile app. Ed, do you have anything to add to our webinar? No. Questions or comments? No. Are there any other questions? Well, I think that that concludes our Terrain Navigator Pro mobile app webinar. We thank you for joining us, and do look forward to us having another webinar. It's going to be at the last Wednesday in November, and that will be going over project synchronization, live team tracking. So do join us at the end of November for our next webinar. And I thank you for your time.